Hey everybody, it's Jeff here with NVG Games, back for another episode of the Ncast, our weekly Nintendo podcast. This is the Ncast Live Weekly Nintendo Podcast, episode 20, the Donkey Kong Jr. podcast. Donkey Kong Jr. is a 1982 arcade-style platform video game by Nintendo. It first appeared in arcades, and over the course of the 1980s was later released for a variety of platforms, most notably the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game's title is written out as Donkey Kong Jr. with Jr. spelled out instead of abbreviated in the North American arcade version and various ports to non-Nintendo systems. Its eponymous star, Donkey Kong Jr., also called simply Jr. or abbreviated as DK Jr., is trying to rescue his father Donkey Kong, who has been imprisoned. Donkey Kong's cage is guarded by Mario, and his only appearance as an antagonist in a Nintendo video game. The game is a sequel to the video game Donkey Kong, which featured Mario as the hero and Jr.'s father as the villain, while in this game it's the other way around. Mario, who originally appeared in Donkey Kong, has captured Donkey Kong and placed him in a cage as punishment for kidnapping his girlfriend Pauline. Donkey Kong Jr. must rescue his father from Mario by working his way through a series of stages. Mario attempts to stop DK Jr. by releasing animals and putting obstacles in his way. When DK Jr. succeeds at the final level, Donkey Kong is freed and kicks Mario into the distance, leaving him to an unknown fate. Donkey Kong Jr. was developed by Nintendo Research and Development 1, and some of the ports were developed by Atari and Coleco, and is published by Nintendo. Distributed in Europe by CBS Toys, directed by Shigeru Miyamoto, produced by Gunpei Yokoi. Artists on the game were Shigeru Miyamoto and Yoshio Sakamoto, and composed by Yukio Kanaoka. I'm not sure if I said that right, but it's part of the Donkey Kong and Mario series. It has appeared in arcades and on a variety of other platforms. It was released in Japan on August 1st, 1982, in North America on August 20th, 1982, and in Europe on June 15th, 1987. It's a platforming game, and it has single-player and multiplayer modes. Now moving on to releases for this coming week. What is coming out this week? Well, in North America on the 8th of September, which is Thursday, we are getting Jotun Valhalla Edition on Wii U and Touch Selections on Wii U. And on the 9th in North America, we're getting Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That's the Amiibo bundle with the Toad Amiibo, and the Mario Party 10 bundle with the Peach Amiibo, and the Yoshi's Woolly World bundle with the Pink Yoshi, Yarn Yoshi Amiibo. And then in the 8th in Europe, they're also getting Jotun Valhalla Edition and Touch Selections on Wii U. On Nintendo 3DS this week, in North America on September 8th, we're getting Futuridium EP Deluxe on 3DS, and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Those are both in North America on the 8th. In Japan on the 7th, which is Wednesday, they are getting Dobutsu Sentai Zio Ogre, a Battle Cube puzzle, and Fushigi na Tsunagi 3D, which is Idle Hen, in parentheses it says. And both of those are on 3DS on the 7th in Japan, and on the 8th in Europe, they're getting Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice as well. Futuridium for them is coming out a week later. In addition to the pink Yarn Yoshi Amiibo bundle, on the 9th we're also getting, in North America, the Yoshi's Woolly World bundle with the blue Yarn Yoshi Amiibo. And Mario Party 10, there's also a bundle that includes the Bowser Amiibo as well as the Peach one we mentioned earlier. All those are on the 9th, the new Amiibo bundles for Wii U. Now moving on to news for the week. We've got the European Nintendo download for you. What did Europe get this week? Well, on the Wii U eShop, you guys got Axiom Verge. I'm trying to fix something here, bear with me a moment. Axiom Verge. This is the action-adventure you've been waiting for. After a lab accident, a scientist awakens in a mysterious alien world. Is this a distant planet, the far future, or a complex virtual reality computer simulation? Plumb the recesses of a large labyrinthine world in order to learn its secrets and uncover your role within it. Discover tons of weapons, items, and abilities, each with their own unique behaviors and usage. You'll need your wits to find them all. Combat bizarre biomechanoid constructs, the deadly fallout of an ancient war, and the demons of your own psyche. And finally, break the game itself by using glitches to corrupt foes and solve puzzles in the environment. Life, afterlife, real, virtual, dream, nightmare, it's a thin line. It's Axiom Verge. You guys also got Tetraminos. The classic arcade game is back in a supercharged version. For beginners or veterans, Tetraminos offers an easy-to-learn, limitless challenge. Give your brain a workout with the 50 puzzle mode levels, survive as long as possible in endless mode, and rack up the combos and same color lines to climb to first place in the ranking. Challenge your friends in local versus mode with up to 4 players and sabotage their boards and wild games. It's also got a demo for Discovery. Explore a giant world made of blocks and modify it with your own creations. Construct your house, build villages, cities, monumental constructions, or dig deep under the earth. Place torches or design complex electric circuits to light up your creations in the dark, and enjoy beautiful day and night cycles. Build alone or together with your friends or family members in cooperative mode. For special offers this week on the Wii U, you guys got sales on Swords and Soldiers 2, Freeze Me, Angry Bunnies, Colossal Carrot Crusade, Cake Ninja 3, The Legend Continues, Color Zen Kids, Cube Life Island Survival, My Style Studio Hair Salon, My Style Studio Notebook, Rubik's Cube, Spy Chameleon, and the Rivers of Alice extended version. That's only available in Germany and Austria. I'm having to fix something again right quick, just bear with me a moment. Not sure why our YouTube chat is not working on the website. I apologize for that. Let me see if it's working on... Yeah, it's working on YouTube itself. It's just the embedded version is not working. I don't know why. But we have the IRC version working, so you can connect to us on there if you want to chat. So, what did Europe get on the Nintendo 3DS this week? Well, you guys got Metroid Prime Federation Force. That came out on the 2nd, which was last Friday. Enlist with an elite arm of the Galactic Federation and protect the galaxy in Metroid Prime Federation Force. Only on Nintendo 3DS family systems. In this first-person sci-fi shooter, discover a new adventure in the Metroid universe and team up with Marines nearby or online to take on action-packed co-op missions. The galaxy is not at peace. Following the destruction of Phazon and the corrupted world Phase, the space pirate threat remains. As a recruit in the Federation Force, a best of the best unit created by the Galactic Federation, it's your duty to stamp out the space pirate menace. Suit up in specialized battle armor, known as the mech, and head out to the desolate Bermuda system to investigate reports of suspicious activity, using your handy blaster to eliminate any enemies that get in your way. You guys also got Chain Blaster. Set in the future, a deadly virus infiltrates the world's supercomputer and puts on standby the world's nuclear weapons ready for launch. With the world on the brink of destruction, take control of an antivirus ship and go head-to-head with the virus, taking on wave after wave of enemy ships in a fierce battle to save the world. Use special shots known as Chain Blast to counter the virus ships as they swarm together and attack formations. Trigger a Chain Blast at just the right point to set in motion a combo explosion that will take out the entire chain of enemies. The more enemies you take out in one blast, the higher your score. Upload your top score online and see how you stack up against players from around the world. And you guys got a demo for that game as well. There's new downloadable video on Nintendo 3DS this week for you guys, and that is Inazuma 11 the movie. 80 years after Raymond Junior High won the football frontier, football is gaining strong popularity. Team captain Mark Evans' relentless spirit and his style of cherishing his teammates, which contributed to their victory, has influenced many people to love football. However, there are some people who aren't happy with this situation. The revolutionaries, led by Seymour Hillman, believe football weakens the minds of children in the future. They think that the cause of this is the captain of Raymond Junior High, so they formed the strongest team consisting of specially trained soldiers and called it Team Ogre. They sent Team Ogre to the football frontier 80 years in the past to stop Raymond Junior High becoming champions and to change history. And there's also Inazuma 11 Il film and Le film, and those are only available in Switzerland. I guess that's different translation, just different translated versions of the same thing. Inazuma 11 the movie. You guys also got Nintendo 3DS home themes this week, and a bunch of them are based on Disney and also Hello Kitty. You got the Disney Princess theme. This theme features silhouettes of Cinderella, Belle, Snow White, and Aurora, and the global theme song for Disney Princess. You guys got a theme for Toy Story. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and other familiar faces appear on the upper screen, while the lower screen has an alien's motif. The Monsters Inc. theme. This theme shows Sully and Mike with Randall and others on the bottom screen and a jaunty song playing in the background. The Winnie the Pooh theme. In this theme, featuring Pooh, Tigger, and Piglet, you can scroll the touchscreen to see bees flying around the honeypots. The Tangled theme. This theme features Rapunzel, Flynn, and Maximus, with a fantastical scene of lanterns floating into the sky on the lower screen. You guys got the Winx and Fairy Animals theme. The Winx love nature and their cute fairy animals. You guys got the Crullers Splash theme. A colorful theme to personalize your system, bringing the Crullers with their colors to your screen. And the Hello Kitty themes. There are the Donuts theme, the Fashion theme, the Teddy Bear theme, and the Japan theme. It says Hello Kitty loves donuts, she enjoys shopping, loves her teddy bear, and she visits Japan, and all those respectively. You guys got the Vic the Viking theme. That is a theme starring Vic the Viking and the Viking crew. And you guys got a Heidi theme, a theme starring Heidi living on the Alps. And for special offers, the 3DS sales this week are, in Europe, are on Too Fast for Gnomes, Air Ace Speed, Air Ace Xeno, Angry Bunnies, Bubble Pop World, Color Zen Kids, Fishdom H2O Hidden Odyssey, My Style Studio Hair Salon, Rubik's Cube, Fun Mini Golf Touch, Snowmoto Racing 3D, The Delusions of von Sottendorf and His Square Mine, Kami, Tap and Go, The Legend of Dark Witch Chronicle 2D Act, and Witch and Hero. And that is all for the European Nintendo download this week. We got a trailer from Bandai Namco Entertainment this week. This is for One Piece Great Pirate Coliseum. It's an upcoming 2D fighting game for Nintendo 3DS, based on the One Piece anime, of course. And it's scheduled to be released in Japan on the 21st of September. They haven't announced a Western release date just yet, so we don't know if it's going to be coming out here or not, but you can check out the trailer on our website at nvideogames.com. And according to the One Piece wiki, the game is going to have 23 playable characters and over 80 support characters. And it's being developed by Arc System Works. So with Metroid Prime Federation Force available now in both North America and Europe, and probably in Japan soon as well if it's not already, Nintendo's added Metroid Prime Federation Force to Street Pass Mii Plaza. And they've added a new puzzle panel for Puzzle Swap. This is in Europe. And it's the first new puzzle for Puzzle Swap in Europe since Kirby Planet Robobot got a puzzle back in April. Cold Step Rebuild was the last one released in general, and that was in July, but that was only available in Japan. And you can check out an image of what it looks like over on our website and hit up Street Pass Mii Plaza and Puzzle Swap to check it out if you are in Europe. Another trailer we got this week was for Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. That's on the new Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console, I would assume, since it's a Super Famicom game. And this is for Japan only, thus far, since it's a Japanese-only game. They never released it in the West. And it came out on last Monday, I believe, which is weird, because Japan usually gets their updates on Wednesdays. But anyways, you can check out the trailer on our website if you are interested in checking that out. The game is available for 926 yen, which is about $9.08. And it's based on the Super Famicom game of the same name. So Kit and Krista from Nintendo Minute got the chance to go to the Pokemon World Championships event for the first time, and the latest episode of Nintendo Minute we've got embedded on our website at nvideogames.com for you, show them attending the event and what went on there, so you can check that out to see how they viewed the event and how things went with that. We mentioned Tetraminos earlier. We got some new screenshots for the game on our website, as well as the launch trailer and press release as well. So you can check those out at nvideogames.com. And according to Nintendo Hall, the game is going to take up 181 megabytes of storage space. So it's not a huge game per se, but you need to make sure you have enough room on your game, on your system rather, if you want to download it. So you can check out all that on our website. Bit of sad news this week in the industry. Renegade Kid, the company behind the excellent Zeo Drifter, Mutant Buds, Dementium, and more, has been shut down. And the reason for that is because they're splitting it up into two separate companies. The co-founders of the studio, Jules Watcham and Greg Hargrove, are going to be developing games still, but under new names. Their new companies are called Etui and Infinitesimo. Toast the Goat was one of the first games that Mr. Watchum had released through a TUI, and it's an iOS game. And the Renegade IP is going to be split between both of them. And you can read the full statement on our website if you're interested to know why they, any more details about that. And I think they did an interview with Nintendo Life as well about why they decided to go their separate ways. So Nintendo announced a new color for Nintendo 3DS XL. It's called Galaxy Style, and it's a purple and blue color, and we've got images for it on our website. And it was up for pre-order at GameStop and Best Buy. I'm checking now to see if it's still available. Yep, still available at GameStop, and Best Buy is taking forever to load. It says check stores, so it looks like their online sales are sold out for Best Buy, but GameStop still has them available on their website if you're interested in pre-ordering that. Or actually, I think it's supposed to be out now, so yeah. Best Buy had it listed for release today, and GameStop had it listed for release on Friday, so it should be available to purchase, not even pre-order. But yeah, you can check out online and also in stores if you're interested in picking that up. It's available for $199.99, and it is the XL model, not the smaller model. You can check out a quick little video that Nintendo put out as well with Reggie talking about it on our website. So Mattel and Nintendo are teaming up to put out some new Hot Wheels collectibles, or toys, whichever you prefer, and these are based on the Super Mario franchise. And there's new cars featuring Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Peach, Yoshi, and Toad. And you can check out what they look like in the images we have on our website, and also check out a little quick video about that as well. We've got the latest info for the UK sales charts for the week ending August 27th, and not a whole lot of success for Nintendo systems this week in the UK. There's only 3 titles that appeared on Nintendo systems on the sales charts for the week ending on August 27th. And interestingly, those are all LEGO games. Coming in at 7th place was LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. On number 17 was LEGO Marvel Avengers, and number 20 was LEGO Jurassic World. And the rest of the games on the chart were all non-Nintendo platform games. So Yooka-Laylee made its playable debut at AGX this past week. That's a gaming event in Europe that's run by Gamer Network, the parent company of Eurogamer. And Playtime Games also held a developer panel where they answered questions about the game there as well. Or they will be answering questions there. When is that going on? I can't remember the dates for that. That's right, it's the end of the month. It's September 22nd through the 25th is EGX over in the UK. I think most of the tickets are sold out, but you can check out the EGX website if you want to see if there's still tickets available. When we posted the article on the 30th, the only ones that were left were day tickets and afternoon tickets for Sunday. So Sega has announced the latest entry in the Sega Archives series. This is Sega 3D Fukuku Archives 3 Final Stage, and it's going to be the latest in the Series 3D Classics for Nintendo 3DS, and it was revealed in the latest edition of Weekly Famitsu. And the game will contain ports of Afterburner 2, Bare Knuckle 2, Gunstar Heroes, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Super Hang-On. Another title is going to be available with the compilation as well, but Famitsu didn't announce that one. They said it was the most requested title from a survey that players of Archives 2 filled out. And they did list the other 4 games in the top 5, and that were the most wanted, and those are Game Ground, Outrunners, Virtua Racing, and Wing War. Famitsu is the latest version is supposed to hit newsstands on September 15th, so we'll probably find out the other game that will be included sometime around then. And Sega 3D Fukuku Archives 3 Final Stage is scheduled to be released in Japan on December 22nd. There's no word yet on a Western release for the game. So Nintendo announced a Nintendo 3DS Direct event. It's the latest Nintendo Direct. They announced this on the 30th of August, which was last Tuesday. They announced it for Thursday, so 2 days before the event actually happened, they announced it. And they announced that for all 3 regions, North America, Europe, and Japan. And we'll talk more about the Nintendo Direct event in a little bit. We've got another Nintendo NX rumor for you. This comes courtesy of Let's Play Video Games, who's been sharing a lot of rumors about NX lately. That's the former Destructoid UK people, in case you're wondering where they came from. And according to them, the system will have a split D-pad and a share button. That's interesting because Nintendo systems usually have a solid D-pad, but according to their sources, NX will have one that is split. And the reason for switching to a split one versus a solid one is not yet known. The share button, meanwhile, is going to apparently function similarly to the one that exists on a DualShock 4 on the PS4 controller. And it'll be indicated on the controller itself by a camera icon or picture, and this will allow players to share images and videos on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Miiverse. And you'll be also able to copy images and videos to external storage for use on other devices. There's no word yet on whether Nintendo will finally add in built-in streaming support for Twitch or the like, but it'd be nice if that was included as well. It's interesting that if these rumors are true, that Nintendo would implement video sharing and that kind of thing, since they're known to be more aggressive when it comes to content ID and that sort of thing on YouTube. Maybe they're going to relax their stance with this type of thing with NX coming out soon. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. So Nintendo has released the latest episode of Paper Mario Color Splash Rescue V. You can watch the latest adventures of the Rescue Squad on our website at nvgames.com as they explore Prism Island. And Paper Mario Color Splash is scheduled to be released on Wii U on October 7th worldwide. We mentioned this earlier in our release schedule, but Future Radium EP Deluxe is coming to Nintendo 3DS on September 8th in North America and September 15th in Europe, and this was announced by Mixed Bag Games on their Twitter account on the 29th, which is last Monday. And it's going to be available for new Nintendo 3DS only starting on September 8th in North America and the 15th in Europe. It'll be available for $7.99 or 7.99 euros. And will feature cross-buy support, so you can get the new 3DS version and the Wii U version as well for just $7.99. We've got more NX rumors for you, again from Let's Play Video Games. And this rumor talks about the supposed layout and the size of the handheld portion of the system and whether or not it will be region-free. They also included some new mock-up images as well you can check out on our website at nvgames.com. According to their sources, the NX dev kit is a little bit more thick than Nintendo 3DS XL when it's closed. And I assume they mean that the 3DS is closed, not the NX. There's been no information about whether NX will be a closable thing, you know, like a hinge system like the 3DS is. So that equates to about 25 millimeters, which is just under 1 inch. Meanwhile, the system is about 281 millimeters wide, which is about a little over 11 inches, and 92 millimeters high, which is about 3.6 inches high when the controllers are attached. Now when you remove the controllers, the height and depth are the same, but each controller is about 38 millimeters wide, which is a little less than 1.5 inches. So that means the system without controllers is about 205 millimeters wide, which is a little over 8 inches wide. The first image we have on our site shows a mock-up, and it shows a bit of the NX's supposed layout. On the left we have the analog stick and the D-pad, which, as mentioned previously, is split according to LPVG, and the share button as well, which is located near the bottom of the system on the left side. Now in the middle at the top of the system is the connection for hooking the NX up to your TV and a SD card slot. And at the bottom is a power switch, a headphone jack, and the cartridge slot. Then on the right you have the analog stick, the 4 action or face buttons, and the start and select buttons, and a home button as well. Their source also included an image showing how the removable controllers would attach to the base of the system, or the main part of the system. And apparently it's going to have holes in the sides where the controllers hook into. And it seems kind of similar to how the extension port worked on the Wii Remote, in our opinions. And apparently there's going to be a button on the back of each controller, and that will be used to unlock and release them from the system. Normally they're held in place by what is being called a center spike. They also said that 2 different sources have indicated that the development kits are going to be region-free. They said they haven't heard anything about the final system having region locking in place, so it appears that it may be region-free for the final retail version as well, which a lot of people would be happy about that. So we've got a new trailer for Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past. It's called the Discover the Haven trailer, and this comes courtesy of Nintendo and All Games Delta. And the latest trailer, we take a look at the Haven, and the game is scheduled to be released in North America and Europe on September 16th and Australia on September 17th. The game is playable at PAX West as well this weekend in Seattle, so if you're attending, you can get an early look at the game before it's released. Speaking of trailers, we got the latest Japanese eShop trailers for the week of August 31st for you. And for this last week in August, Japan got 2 virtual console games on Wii U. First up is Tatakai no Banka, which is also known as Trojan for the Famicom. Trojan is a hack-and-slash platform action game from Capcom, and was originally released in Japan on December 24th, 1986. Then we have Suta Fukusu Rokojun, which is Star Fox 64 for the Nintendo 64, and that is a rail-scrolling shooter from Nintendo, and was originally released in Japan on April 27th, 1997. The final release for this week was an early one that was released on Monday, and we mentioned that earlier, and that was Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, aka Fire Imuburimu Saisen no Kifu. Yeah, my Japanese is not very good, but anyways, that's Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. And that's available on Virtual Console for new Nintendo 3DS, and the other 2 were on the Wii U Virtual Console. And we have trailers for all those on our website at nvogames.com. Speaking of Japan, we've got the latest weekly Famitsu scans for you, courtesy of Japanese Nintendo and Famitsu. This week, the scans feature info and screenshots on Pokemon Sun and Moon, Megami Meguri, Monster Hunter Stories, Kunio-kun Neketsu Complete Famicom Edition, and Sega 3D Fukuku Archives 3D Final Stage. So you can check out those scans and the images on our website, and of course, being Famitsu, all the text is in Japanese for the most part, so you will need to know Japanese to be able to interpret that. But you can at least look at the pictures. We got some new gameplay footage for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for you from Nintendo. They've been posting videos on their Twitter account periodically, and this latest video shows the paraglider in action in the game. It shows Link jumping off a cliff and using that to float around and down to the ground. And you can also attack enemies while you're using the paraglider as well, which is pretty cool. So you can check out that short video on our website. So there's a new rumor, according to Aeon Lucid's Pogo Protos and Pokemon Go Hub and Go Nintendo, that a buddy system was going to be added to Pokemon Go. And the buddy system is going to be using a similar method for determining distance that's currently used for eggs. So you'll be able to walk with your Pokemon, and doing so will give you candy, but it's not yet known how much you'll be given. And according to the rumor, you'll be able to walk with the same Pokemon multiple times, but there'll probably be a limit on the amount of candy that you can earn. And you can only have one Pokemon buddy at a time. And buddies will be available in a variety of sizes. There'll be ones that fly next to you, ones that will sit on your shoulder, and ones that are medium size or larger size. And Pokemon Go Hub theorized that it may be added in the next update. And you can read some more technical details about it over on the Pokemon Go Hub site, which is PokemonGoHub.net. We mentioned Yooka-Laylee earlier. That's the upcoming platformer for Wii U. from Playtonic Games and Team 17, and they put out some new screenshots that came in the Telegraph, which is a UK newspaper. And you can read some more details over at the Telegraph, which is available at telegraph.co.uk. And you can check out the images on our website at nvigames.com. So Nintendo is selling Wii U's at a discounted price, but there's a little bit of a catch. They're refurbished versions, so if you don't mind your system being refurbished, you can pick up a Wii U Deluxe in the white color for $75 off the new price. Normally, Wii U retails brand new for $299.99, but you can get one on eBay for $225 if you don't mind a refurbished unit. And also, it doesn't come with the deluxe stands from what one of the customers said in the reviews. And it also includes a free $25 eBay gift card code. And this includes the digital versions of Nintendo Land and Super Mario 3D World as well. So we've got a new trailer and details about Pokemon Sun and Moon. This came from the Nintendo 3DS Direct event, which was last Thursday, as I mentioned earlier. And there's going to be a special Munchlax available if you purchase the game by January 11th. And this can evolve into Pulverizing Snorlax. And it also comes with a Snorlax Z. And they also announced a new regional Pokemon, and that is Alolan Rattata. And these Rattata are dark normal types. And according to the video during the event, they adapted into dark Pokemon because they were being hunted by Yungos, which is the mongoose-like Pokemon. And to get Pulverizing Snorlax, you had to have your Munchlax hold the Snorlax Z item and then evolve it into Snorlax. This enables Snorlax to use Pulverizing Pancake, which is a Z move unique to Snorlax. The Munchlax you receive will also come with a move called Holdback, which weakens an opposing Pokemon down to 1 HP, which makes it useful to capture wild Pokemon. It will also know a move called a Happy Hour, and if you use this move and you win your battle against another trainer, your money for winning will be doubled after the battle. And you can check out some artwork showing them off, as well as the trailer and press release on our website. So Teon has announced a 10th anniversary sale on the Nintendo eShop. The Polish studio is going to be discounting select 3DS and Wii U games starting on September 8th. You'll be able to save 50% off on various Teon games, both in North America and Europe. Some games include Birdmania 3D, Cube Tactics, Steel Empire, Skater Cat, and more. The deal runs through September 29th, so you'll have about 3 weeks to take advantage of the savings. And you can view the full list of games and the press release on our website. So we put together a roundup post on our website at nvigames.com for you, featuring a bunch of trailers and videos from the Nintendo 3DS Direct event. So we've got trailers for you for Mario Party Star Rush, some Animal Crossing Amiibo. Animal Crossing New Leaf is getting Amiibo functionality. That was one of the things announced during the Direct. Picross 3 Round 2, the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks DLC for Hyrule Warriors Legends, the new games for Street Pass Mii Plaza, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for Wii U, Nintendo Selects, there's 2 different videos there for Japan, and the Nintendo 2DS video for Japan as well. They got some new colors in Japan for the 2DS. So, Rhythm Paradise Megamix's European release date has been announced. And that is coming out on the 3DS in Europe on October 21st. And you can download a free demo on the eShop that's available now on your 3DS. So as I mentioned earlier, Japan had a 3DS Direct event as well. And we've put together a roundup post for you on our website at nvigames.com, where we have a bunch of info in Japanese, of course, from Nintendo's Twitter account. And you can check out some images from the event as well. It looks like for the most part they had a lot of the same info and that sort of thing that we had in our events. And I'm just looking through here right quick to see if I can spot any differences. As I mentioned earlier, they're getting new colors for Nintendo 2DS. Those are available in Japan on September 15th for about 9,800 yen each. and they'll be available in a lavender, which is kind of like a purple color, light purple, a pink, blue, red, and black. And the Nintendo Selects line for 3DS, it's about the same as ours, except they're also including Fire Emblem Awakening as part of the line in Japan. Japan is getting the Plague of Shadows DLC, free DLC for Shovel Knight. That's already available here. Nintendo also talked about Paper Mario Color Splash in Japan, which is interesting because it was supposed to be a 3DS only event, and Paper Mario Color Splash is a Wii U game. And they gave it a release date for Japan, and it's coming out over there on October 13th. Meanwhile, North America and Europe gets it on the 7th of October. They talked a little bit about Monster Hunter Stories. That's not been announced for the West just yet. And another game they talked about was RPG Maker Fez. That was revealed by Famitsu before the event had even happened, and hasn't been announced for the West just yet. Another game revealed early was Puyo Puyo Chronicle. That was also not announced for the West just yet. And another game that was revealed early and also not announced for the West just yet was GQ Powerful Pro Baseball Heroes. And same thing with Megami Meguri. And also Dransia Saga. That wasn't announced early, but it hasn't been announced for the West just yet. And there's also a game that apparently is called Desert Mouse Bandit, according to NeoGAF, and that hasn't been announced for the West yet either. And the final game they announced was a game called Miitopia. It hasn't been announced for the West just yet, and it's a retail game that's coming out this year in Japan, and that's via Tiny Cartridge and Kobun Heat. And like I said, you can check out images of a bunch of those on our website at nvgames.com. Oh, and there's also, I forgot to mention this one, Momotaro Dentetsu 3DS. That's, I think it's a railway game, if I remember correctly. But you can check out images, like I said, of all those on our website at nvgames.com. So during the Direct, they also announced some new amiibo, and there's going to be a Yarn Poochie amiibo that's going to be releasing in conjunction with the 3DS version of Yoshi's Woolly World called Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, and that will be available on February 3rd. And they also announced some new Legend of Zelda amiibo. This is for the Legend of Zelda 30th anniversary, and those will be available on December 2nd. And there's 8-Bit Link, Ocarina of Time Link, and a 2-pack that includes Toon Link and Toon Zelda from the Wind Waker. And you can check out images of all those on our website. So speaking of amiibo, we've got images of the cards and screenshots of Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. That's the new update for Animal Crossing New Leaf that adds amiibo support to the game. And there'll be new amiibo cards available as well. The update's going to be free if you already own the game, or you can pick up a new retail version of the game with it already included on the cartridge. And both the game and new cards will be available on December 2nd. And they also said they'll be holding a mini Nintendo Direct focused on Animal Crossing later this fall. The cards are going to add in villagers to the game, which were not originally included when New Leaf was released back in 2013. Another new game that was announced by Nintendo in the Direct event was Mario Sports Superstars, and it's going to be available on the 3DS in spring 2017. And the sports it includes are baseball, golf, tennis, soccer, and horse racing. The first four, of course, have already all had their own dedicated entries in the Mario Sports franchise. There's Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Strikers, and Mario Super Sluggers, I think it's called, the baseball one, if I remember correctly. But this is going to be the first time that a horse racing game has been included in Mario Sports. This, of course, excludes the recent Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, since that is technically a Sega game. But we have some artwork and screenshots on our website that you can check out showing off the game. So, going back to the 3DS Direct event, they started off talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon, and as I mentioned earlier, there was a regional variant of Rattata. There's also ones for Vulpix, Sandshrew, and a few others as well. They talked about some Z moves in the game. That's going to be a powerful skill when trainers and Pokemon work together. There'll be some that have exclusive moves with specific crystals, and as I mentioned, Munchlax is a special bonus if you buy the game by a certain date. They announced Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS. It's going to have 100 courses from Nintendo, and medals will be included. You can play Wii U courses online, but you can't search by ID, but you can do 100 Mario Challenge and recommended courses. Not all courses will be compatible. And I think they said you also won't be able to upload online as well. Yeah. You can share them locally or via Street Pass. And Mystery Mushrooms and their associated costumes are going to be Wii U only as well. But you can team up to create courses locally in multiplayer, and the game will be available on December 2nd. They talked about Mario Party Star Rush. They showed some footage, and in this game everyone moves at the same time, and it has single player and multiplayer modes. There'll be allies from the Mushroom Kingdom on the maps, then they'll help you out. There's a mode called Coinathlon where you run around collecting coins. And there's also modes called Mario Shuffle and Boo's Block Party, and there's other modes as well. You can use all the amiibo in the Super Mario series, including the new ones that are coming out this fall, and they'll work differently in each mode. The game was going to have 4-player download play and local multiplayer as well. And there'll be something called Party Guest Edition, which allows 4-player multiplayer with only 1 copy of the game. And the game is scheduled to be released on November 4th. Now they talked about Animal Crossing New Leaf after that, and as I mentioned, it's being updated to include amiibo support, and the new cards are coming out on December 2nd, as I mentioned earlier, as well as the game Welcome Amiibo, the update. And it will come with an amiibo card as well, the new retail version of the game. And they announced they were adding some new games for Street Pass Meat Plaza, and something called Quick Plaza, which is going to make it faster to load up the games and that sort of thing. And you can now encounter up to 100 players. And the 5 new games that are coming soon are Slot Car Rivals, Market Crashers, Feed Me, Me Trek, and Ninja Launcher. Slot Car Rivals and Market Crashers will be free, and all the Street Pass stuff will be available after that direct, so it should be available now. They announced another new game for 3DS called Tank Troopers. Different troopers have different abilities, and it looks like an action-oriented version of Advance Wars. It's supposed to be coming out this winter, and it will have single-player and 6-player multiplayer modes. Then they talked about Picross 3D Round 2. It's going to be compatible with Amiibo, and a demo was available after the direct. Then they moved to talk about Nindies, and Axiom Verge was available after the direct at a special reduced price. And you can enter a contest on Twitter to win all 5 games of part of the summer jam that they're doing. Then they talked a little bit about PAX West, and they talked about Zelda and the NES Classic Edition, and they announced the Zelda 30th Anniversary Amiibo figures that I mentioned earlier. Then they talked about some books that Dark Horse is doing, the Art and Artifacts book, for example, that we reported on a while back. And they also said the Symphony of the Goddesses is still going on in different locations. And they announced the release of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on the Wii U eShop. And then they talked about Nintendo Selects briefly, and the Galaxy-style Nintendo 3DS, which I talked about earlier, and that they have a bundle available now with the smaller new 3DS that includes Super Mario 3D Land and a couple of faceplates. They talked about the DLC coming to Hyrule Warriors Legends, and there's Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass DLC, as I mentioned earlier, and this will add in the ability for you to play as Toon Zelda, and that will include her Phantom abilities. And there'll be a new Adventure Mode map as well, and it was available after the direct. Then they talked about Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, and they showed some footage, and it's scheduled to come out on the 8th. Then they moved on to Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King. They showed some footage, and that's coming out next year. Then they showed Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past, and that is supposed to be coming out in another week or two here. And the game will allow you to access special dungeons and items via Street Pass, and there'll be lots of new features in the game as well. And if you pre-order, you can get a a free theme for it, and it's scheduled to come out on the 16th. Then they talked about Yokai Watch 2. They showed some footage and said there'll be a war between two factions, and you can poke enemies to do extra damage. And there's something called M skills, which are special attacks. And then they moved on to Disney Magical World 2. There'll be new Disney themes coming out on the 3DS. Then they talked about Sonic and Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. There'll be single player and two player modes, and you can switch between characters when you want. And there'll be a new villain called Defect, and it's scheduled to come out on the 27th of September, and the launch version in North America comes with a DVD. Then they talked about Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. That's coming soon on September 20th. Then they announced that Yoshi's Woolly World is coming out on the 3DS. It's going to have new features in all the stages from the Wii U version, and it will have 3DS only stages as well, which focus on Poochie. Poochie Pups are a new character that will be added, and they'll help Yoshi locate secrets. And there'll be animated shorts made as well. And as I mentioned earlier, there'll be a Yarn Poochie amiibo that you can purchase when the game is released. And both of those are coming out on February 3rd, and they'll also have a bundle available for you if you want to get both. Then they talked about Ever Oasis, which has been announced previously. It's a new game, new IP coming out, and it takes place in a desert, and you travel between your oasis and the desert. Travelers will visit your oasis, and materials will be sold in there as well by NPCs. And chaos reigns in the desert. Chaos is like one of the main antagonists in the game. Allies will have unique weapons and skills. Some will be more effective against different enemies, and some skills are required for dungeons, so you'll have to pick the right mix of allies when you do dungeons. Items and things you find in the desert can be used to craft new items, and your oasis will grow as you play, and the game is supposed to be coming out next year. Then they announced another new game, and that is Mario Sports Superstars, as I mentioned earlier. And it's going to have online multiplayer and single player modes, and it's supposed to come out spring of next year. Then they announced a Pikmin game for the 3DS. It's a side-scrolling adventure game, not a strategy game like the earlier versions in the franchise. In this game, the Pikmin will follow Olimar around, and you tap the touchscreen to use your Pikmin to throw them around at enemies and that sort of thing. The only ones they announced for the game are red, blue, and yellow Pikmin. They haven't announced any other colors just yet, so it remains to be seen if any other colors will be available. And as I mentioned, it's more action-based than the traditional RTS series. It's supposed to be coming out next year sometime, and they haven't announced a final name. It's just being called Pikmin for 3DS, basically. And that was the full synopsis of the 3DS Direct event. And we're going to wrap up this week talking about another NX rumor. This is more info on the cartridge rumor about the system supposedly using cartridges. This comes courtesy of the Wall Street Journal and Nintendo Life. And Wall Street Journal's Takashi Mochizuki is reporting that NX will in fact use cartridges, and as I mentioned, that's been rumored for a while. And their sources say that Nintendo is planning this move to go back to cartridges because of the renewed attention for the media. And as usual, as the trend in tech, companies are making higher and higher capacity options for removable storage in smaller formats. So, for example, micro SD cards, specifically SDXC cards, can hold up to 2 terabytes of storage, according to Wikipedia. The Wall Street Journal says that another reason for them foregoing discs and going back to carts is because they're more durable. Nintendo's audience, as we know, tends to skew younger, and cartridges, or game cards if you prefer, like the 3DS and the Vita and that sort of thing, are less prone to damage from younger players. Game cards are also harder to pirate and have minimal load times compared to discs, which, if you recall, are 2 of the main reasons Nintendo used carts instead of discs on the N64. There's a person who used to work for Sony named Atsushi Osanai, and he said to the Wall Street Journal that carts are no doubt today's best format to physically distribute games. And as I mentioned earlier, Sony uses game cards on the Vita when they originally used discs on the PSP. And you might wonder why Nintendo would go with cartridges over discs, since traditionally discs provide more storage space. Well, as we mentioned earlier, capacity on flash storage media is going up and up and up and up over the years, and more so than disk storage is going up. And they're usually easier to travel with as well, if the rumor of NX having a portable aspect is true. And if they added an optical drive to the system, it would also increase the cost and size of it as well. And even today, in most modern PCs, you get desktops or laptops don't even come with optical drives unless you specially request one, or you build it yourself. It remains to be seen if NX is going to use cartridges or game cards, but Wall Street Journal reached out to Nintendo for comment, and as you expect, they refused to do so. Nintendo is rumored to be revealing NX sometime this month, so we'll just have to wait and see if the cartridge rumor is true and if any other of the rumors are true. Hopefully Nintendo will give us a lot more details about the system here soon. It's supposed to come out in March, so they've got to do something soon. Assuming they want people to know about it and be excited for it, you know? I mean, we know like next to nothing confirmed for it, just a handful of games like Dragon Quest X and 11 and Zelda Breath of the Wild and Just Dance 2017 and maybe a couple others, but those are the ones I can remember off the top of my head. So that will do it for this episode of the Incast, our live weekly Nintendo podcast. We'll be back to our regular scheduled time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday the 10th. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and don't forget you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/nvideogaming or on Twitter at twitter.com/nvideogames. And you can check us out on the web at nvideogames.com for Nintendo news, screenshots, trailers, and lots more good stuff. And don't forget, you can subscribe to us here on YouTube. We post videos throughout the week, as well as the recorded versions of our live streams from Twitch. And we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight in a couple hours for our latest episode of Pokemon Fire Red on the Game Boy Advance. So be sure to tune in at twitch.tv/nvideogames for that. So again, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Game on.